I think the More Money, More Problems, Give Me More Problems is going to be a big TikTok song. That's my prediction.
The one from the first song on the album, Rich Flex, where he says 21.
Do something for me.
Do something for me. It's a great lyric if they were a couple.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying it would be a great lyric. 21. Do something for me.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat, #1 podcast in the world. We have a big episode. It is election week. We are discussing a little bit of politics. We are talking about Elon Musk and the Twitter takeover. We're talking about these mass layoffs that are about to happen at Meta. And more importantly, we're talking about the Drake album, which potentially has the opportunity to bring America together.
That was the only unifying part of the podcast.
Yeah, that was it. And he's Canadian.
And then it fell off the wheels.
And he's Canadian. We're relying on a Canadian to bring us Americans together. Let's get into the episode. All right, we have a crazy week ahead of us. We have an election, we have earnings, we have mass layoffs. But luckily, before all that happens, we got a Drake album.
Man, it felt so good.
It felt like I was 30 years old. Which is still older than everybody. Probably most people listening to the podcast.
Yeah,
I felt like I was 30.
I felt like we were in the car on the way to Coachella playing the album.
I was giddy when it came out. Like, I was excited.
I was nervous because, a lot of rap has been kind of spotty in the last couple of years.
You were sweating.
Yeah, I was just like, can we just please get a good Drake album?
Yeah.
And he delivered.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are. I think I saw...
I actually don't care what the numbers are. It just brought me back nostalgia. Yeah. Like, this is what Drake is.
The only reason why I care what the numbers are is just to see if specifically young people are still in tune with him.
So, I mean...
What do you have?
The last I saw, it was projected 350.
Yeah, which is...
That's high right now, right? In this
I
climate?
don't know. Taylor Swift did like 70 million or something like first week.
Like albums right now, they're like 20, 30,000.
Yeah, so I mean, I think for rap, definitely at the high end of the spectrum.
But it felt like it was old school Drake, the play on words, the double entendres.
I was just thinking about there are very few rappers, specifically in rap, like cleverness matters. In pop and rock, like it's pretty generic in terms of lyrics. Like, I've never listened to a pop or rock music and never thought like the message or the lyrics. Very few songs where it's like very clever. Rap, you have to be clever to be like great. And to me, when I think about rap music, I obviously grew up listening to Tupac and Biggie. And to me, they were so clever. And then it was Jay-Z, and then it was Lil Wayne, and now it's Drake. Like, those are the only artists.
And Drake was like 14 years.
Yeah. And those are the only artists, in my opinion, that are clever to a level of spanning their entire catalog.
Yep.
Where it's so... actually, Eminem. Eminem has always been very clever. But, I think Eminem came from a place of anger, whereas these... Like, Drake's just... clever in the modern sense of like, what do people actually care about? Not about...
And he's clever in his own life. And even though his life's not relatable to the rest of us, it's still clever.
I don't know. Middle of the Ocean, I found that to be amazing. I thought that was the best song on the album. It is basically him staying in the middle of the yacht in the middle of...
But that's my point. It's not relatable, but it's still amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't stop listening to that song. I know there's a lot of great songs on the album, but Middle of the Ocean, I was like, damn, this is good. It's so clever.
Yeah, I'm curious the youth. I know Javier posted...
Javier went a little viral with his... he did a Broke Boys thing, and he's just whipping in his Jetta as he, loves to call Elizabeth. That's the name of his car.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Elizabeth didn't have air conditioning most of the summer, and I sit in Elizabeth a lot.
Yeah.
So it's come a long way. But it's interesting to see. I mean, on TikTok, I hadn't been on TikTok all weekend. I just was on it on the way here. And there was a lot of Drake. At least I got served a lot of Drake videos of just people, you know, making fun of whatever the songs and enjoying it. But it was nice because I like when people get excited about music. Even with the Taylor Swift thing, like how many Taylor Swift fans were so excited about music. It's just like innocent joy that people like, oh my God, an album came out. Dude, growing up, and you could only relate if you're at least our age. I mean, if you're younger than us, you can't relate. But Fridays after school, we would drive our cars in the San Fernando Valley to the Northridge Tower Records.
Yeah.
Go buy
Like Bone
CD
Thugs and
singles.
Harmony.
Yes, CD singles.
Yep.
And then spend like $20, run into our cars, play the song, drive around like we were cool. And it was the best fucking day of our life.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and you even take it like a layer further, you would get the CD, and then this is like early internet days, and you would try to find the lyrics on the internet.
I wasn't on the internet. Our songs were not on the internet. In my era.
My high school, it was get the album,
Yeah.
then go on the internet and try to memorize the lyrics as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking like, what song? So Bone Thugs was a big part of my youth.
Of course, yeah.
There was the song that ended up being like one of the songs we played the most was an LL Cool J song. I think it was Doing It. I can't remember. But I think it came out like 95, 96, whenever it came out. And I remember vividly playing in the car to the point that the CD didn't work. Same with when Crossroads for Bone Thugs came out. All those.
But, you know, with going back to Drake, I'm curious how the youth perceives it, because it's the first time. So like in my fantasy football chat, it's all late 30s, all married with kids.
Old heads.
Yeah. And everyone was like, finally, we have an album that we love.
There's no way kids can like that. If you're 18, you're not like, oh, yeah, great. 36-year-old Indians like this song.
No, it's half white, half white. That's BTCC. That's the whole point.
I know, but it's still old.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
My point is, I'm curious, but Javier gives me a beacon of hope.
I mean, Javier's 25. He's washed.
I don't know. Shay, what do you think about the Drake album?
It's so cool. He's so cool. He's always going to be cool. He's Drake. He's got more money than you could do anything with that.
I
He's
want to
Drake.
know what a 17-year-old thinks. I think it's so different. A 17-year-old might just say like, "Oh, Little Uzi, that's it."
But
It's like,
Jordan, what did you think?
It's great. It's great. It reminds me of like, what was that album with Future and Drake back in like 2015?
What a time to be alive.
yeah.
Yeah, this is just like that. Just like current version.
Okay, so we have the mid-20s.
Okay.
I don't know if we have the teens.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, you get the mid-20s, that's a big deal.
I think in music you got to get like 16 to 25.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
Like when you're on TikTok, those videos are not 25-year-olds. They're like 18-year-olds. Like,
right. But
know what
I
I mean?
think that, I think the More Money, More Problems, Give Me More Problems is going to be a big TikTok song. That's my prediction.
There's a lot. I mean,
Give Me More Problems.
he's good at just giving people the.
That's like a great kind of
Yeah.
hashtag slogan.
He has. I'm sure he has plenty of. The one I think is the one from the first song of the album, Rich Flex, where he says, what does he say? 21.
Do something for
Or
me.
do something for me. And then everyone's basic. It's kind of an, like it's a great lyric if they were a couple.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying it would be a great lyric. 21. Do something for me.
The internet's making a lot of implications regarding that particular line.
What do you want him to
Interesting.
do for you?
think he wants him to.
I mean, are they
perform a
business
great
partners?
song.
I guess on this album they're business
Yeah,
partners.
they're business partners.
Like, hey, 21, do you mind rapping a nice verse?
Yes, I think that's what he is implying. I think it's pretty clear.
The fascinating thing is 2/3 of the album, the vocals are from Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 21 was a.
I think 21 Savage is strictly on there. I'm speculating to get young kids because he's very popular with young kids. And it also gives him like the street cred with those kids.
Yeah, I think it was the streets. That's it.
Yeah. Because
It
he's
was like just put him on enough.
because like 21 Savage, I mean, we did a shoot with him, Young and Reckless, fine chap. But like, that's not why I'm listening to this album.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so predictable in his like
Yeah.
ratchet, gun, pussy. Okay, we got it. I mean, that
I think
sums up.
I think 21 served his purpose.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. I mean, he deserves half the money on this album because I don't think there's a whole cohort of people that would not have listened to it if 21 Savage was not on it.
Yeah, it gave the cool factor.
Yes,
And which is crazy that Drake needs a cool factor because
he's old.
I know. 86, right?
Yeah, he's 6 years younger than me, and I mean,
Well, he's 3 years younger than me, yeah.
that's not cool. 36 is not cool. It's just
Yeah, he's
not.
36, yeah. Remember when he had the line 25 sitting on 25 mil? That was a long time ago.
Yeah, now he's 36, probably sitting on 360 mil. But yeah, he knows that. He knows, dude. His career is fleeting. Like, there's no like he's on his last couple runs.
I don't know. Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z's not. No kid is TikToking about Jay-Z.
Yeah, but Jay-Z can still he still maintains his cool.
Sure, but the reality of when you're in entertainment, specifically music, specifically rap, it is a youth sport, and so he's got to make the best of the next couple of years.
Yeah, did you see Jay-Z and Puff? They were at Puff's 50,
And they looked old.
Yeah.
Everything about that party, what was his 53rd birthday?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
That's not cool.
yeah, that's not cool. I'm sorry. I love Puff. And I don't want to get beat up by him. I saw him with the Joker outfit. I'm scared. But it's not cool. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to see me having fun? No, you don't. You don't want to see me having fun.
I mean, you claim you're part of the youth.
I know, but you don't want to watch me having fun. It's not cool. I'm going to have fun, but there's no reason. It's tough. Especially in that genre, it's really tough to age.
Yeah. I mean, it's just very different.
What's Puff doing at 70?
But Mick Jagger's still rocking out.
Yeah, but you don't see him on the videos and TikTok. You don't he's still on stage, sure, but I don't know. They're just old. They're so old. They're not even on.
Or it's a different type of cool for their generation.
Yeah, no one young is thinking Mick Jagger's cool,
Of
or
course
even
not.
know who he is or what band he's in.
But I don't know. I think rap has gotten so big that they can stay cool for a certain generation. I went to the Nas Wu-Tang show, and that was insane. It was all people older than me. I was probably the youngest person at the
Yeah,
Bowl.
Nas physically looks good still. That's a big part of it. The other guys, I can't speak for them.
Method Man looks great.
Okay, so Method Man. But I saw the videos. They're just not a good-looking bunch. And they were the coolest dudes in the 90s.
Yeah. So I guess it's a combo of who can stay looking young.
Drake looks young at least.
Yeah, he looks very young.
Yeah.
It's also who's going to accept the younger generation. So on this
Go to the
song-
mic. Go to the mic.
Oh.
We can't hear you.
It's also who's going to accept the younger generation, because on this album, Drake had Lil Yachty work on the album for 4 months. He has production credits on half the songs.
Wow.
So I think he has a formula where he's infusing the younger generation, so he doesn't have to do all the work.
By the way, you're what, a 35-year-old Indian pharmacist?
35,
So I
yeah.
mean,
I love it. Yeah,
It's in the demo.
yeah, it's in the demo.
it goes back to lyricism versus the full production of the album, and this has both. Like if you look at the production of this album, there's like the Avengers of like all the music producers working on it, but it also has lyrics as well. So I'm hopeful that the teens will like this.
The thing about it is he is so clever as an artist. What he talks about, he also feels like he's experienced a very different life as a rapper than most rappers. So he's very relatable in that sense.
In terms of what?
He's just talking about girls and traveling and eating pasta. That's like half the album.
Mm-hmm.
That's most
of his lyrics.
That's most random 20-something-year-olds.
Yeah.
Forget not the average, but a lot of people that listen to his music are doing that.
I
they're
think
chasing girls. They're
I think the reason why he originally resonated with everyone was that he was a rapper that was able to rap without talking about the streets because that's not his background.
Yeah.
And it made it more like mainstream.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen to the album if you haven't. It's pretty good stuff. All right. Let's get into some news. This is exciting because we've gotten a lot of earnings in the last 2 weeks. We have a lot coming this week. And specifically, e-commerce has absolutely been crushed. And the one company that continues to perform, continues to prove that they are not an anomaly in e-commerce, they're just an incredible, well-run business, is Revolve. Their earnings came out the other day. Revenue grew. They're still profitable. It's an incredible business. It just shows that like old school discipline and brand building and retail still resonate.
Yeah, no, I mean they beat earnings, they beat everything on the forecast, and in this environment where all you hear is the consumers supposedly about to start tightening or is tightening, that they were able to persevere. So, congrats to our friends over there, and it's very impressive.
Even if you look at their stock price compared to the market, like it's really held. A lot of e-commerce companies have been absolutely crushed.
Mm-hmm.
They've stayed, they've stayed well above where they were in the March 2020 lows. It just shows that like a lot of the problems, there's like this underlying theme that e-commerce is dead and you can't grow anymore. The reality is, if you're a founder in that recent wave of e-commerce, you got kind of hooked on the Facebook ads. You got hooked on all the incentives to get a new customer, and you didn't actually build a brand. You didn't actually build a business. You didn't focus on retention and loyalty and things of that nature. So you aren't really a brand. You're just a transaction. So if you're not in front of your customer day in and day out, then you lose them. Revolve is a brand. And they, similarly, if you, during the Airbnb earnings last week, they talked about this. They said that they basically have cut most of their paid advertising, their programmatic advertising, cut search, cut Facebook ads, and they doubled down on brand marketing, and that's what they kind of account for a lot of the efficiencies they've garnered in marketing. And I think with Revolve, they were never a big Facebook spender, they were never a big search spender, but they did spend on brand. And guess what? I've benefited from a lot of their brand spends.
Great events.
Great events all over the world. I've got to go because of what they've done, but it resonates.
Yeah, and I think they're also a winner of, in this like kind of growth hack, Facebook ad spend doesn't work anymore. That those brands and e-commerce businesses that were potentially taking some market share away from them can't exist anymore. So it's a flight to the incumbents.
Yeah,
because they're the only ones that are left. Because I mean, I don't want to like pick out a brand, but whatever, anyone that was competing with them just, arbing Facebook ads, it doesn't work anymore.
No.
So the customer is going to go back to what they've, heard and resonated with over the last, 15 years,
Yeah.
which is Revolve. So I think they're a beneficiary of this like shakeout of like growth hack is done.
Yeah. And I think if in what we've learned in environments like this, if you can, it's going to be cheaper for Revolve to market the next 2 years.
100%.
So whether that's influencers, whether that's events, whether that's even Facebook ads will be cheaper the next 2 years. So
Yeah, because no one else can spend.
no, and they're profitable and they're growing. It's such a interesting place to be. I expect them to grab a ton of market share over the next couple of years.
Yeah, you would think, the Revolves and like you could extrapolate from different industries. The Shopify seller is dead. So all that distributed revenue that was kind of taking, eating parts of like kind of the bigger conglomerate guys is over
Yeah.
because you can't do it. You can't do it sustainably. You can't do it profitably. So it's going to go back to guys like Revolve. So
Yeah. Great. Exact opposite is our good friend, lover of yours,
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor came out today. This is Sunday night that Meta is preparing for large scale layoffs this week. So I think they have 87,000 employees.
Yep.
What is large scale? 10,000? It's not 5%.
No, it has to be more than that. It should be like 15%.
15%?
I would
So you think 12 to 13,000 people?
Yeah, I think so. And I
No
think,
way.
I think I've been saying this for a long time, and I know I was actually listening to the All In guys, and they were saying it in their latest episode. But I've been
What'd they
saying
say?
this, that like you have to go deep when you go these cuts, and 10-20% isn't enough for most businesses. Like you probably need to go 30 to 50%, and you probably still have a great business going forward.
So I agree with that. I don't think, given that Mark Zuckerberg still has a pretty grand vision, he can afford to cut aggressively because I think it'll turn people off, talent off.
No, but it'll help shareholders believe that he's protecting cash flow despite his bets on Meta.
So if you were to guess, 87,000 employees, how many get laid off this week?
I think in this kind of round is 10 to 15,000 minimum.
I think it's 5,000.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's light. I think he's just going to cut the fluff because 10 to 15,000 people is so many people.
Yeah.
Do you know how much it's going to cost him? What are you giving? 90-day severance?
Yeah, but you'll probably realize that your organization runs the same.
I mean, you could probably cut 50%
Mm-hmm.
of a company like that. What's interesting is our clip of our white collar, layoffs is very engaged on TikTok, and
Yeah, I had a lot of views.
got a lot of views, got a lot of comments. And I think the thing that people can't grasp is that we've been talking about this for a long time, and the dynamic has shifted. Employees do not have the leverage anymore. Employers do. And so the biggest shift that happened, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a fucking history lesson in business school. What Elon Musk did 4 days ago at Twitter has shifted basically the mindset of founders all over the world. He came in and he went and hacked. We don't know the exact number, but we've heard it's 50% of Twitter employees. Agree, disagree, it doesn't matter.
But I think forget agree or disagree, but if it works, then it's everyone's on notice. And that's
So-
what I said last week.
The historical reference that I've seen a lot over the weekend was Steve Jobs when he took over Apple for the second time. So those that don't know, he started Apple with Wozniak, got pushed out, came back in 97. And in 97, he fired like over 4,000 employees. They were losing $600 million, I think a quarter, something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a terrible business. And he fired and kind of got rid of the underperformers, refocused the company. Right now, the biggest difference is Steve Jobs didn't have to deal with social media and the pressure of social media.
No one even knew back then.
What?
No one even knew.
Yeah, who fired 4,000 people? You didn't. Who talked about it? Just people in Cupertino.
Yeah,
that's it. Today, Elon fires this. First of all, half the posts are fake, like fake getting fired. Second, you have very hypersensitive people who are not even getting laid off that are speaking on behalf of all the people that got laid off. And the people that got laid off got nice severances. They may view the world differently. They may be happy to go on to other projects. And so we're sitting in this interesting dynamic where we're watching live what could be reality for many of the largest, specifically technology companies in the world. Not every company in the world, but I think it's going to spill over to everybody, where everyone's like, if you're even the CEO of Walmart, do you have fat? 100%.
In the corporate stack, absolutely.
Yeah. Put aside blue collar labor, like, you know, are there some people in Fayetteville getting fat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Middle managers.
Yeah.
100%.
And so that's when you have to really look at your business, and everyone's going to burn Elon to the ground. And I know everyone thinks we're Elon bootlickers, whatever. But I think history will show that, forget what the outcome of Twitter is, that this was the right move that created like a pretty big movement for people to buckle down and not just grow to grow and not spend to spend.
He's battling two things, right? He's got $1 billion in debt service and he has $1 billion of negative cash flow a year. So he has to figure out quickly how to bridge that gap. And there's only a few levers he can pull in a business like his, right? Like you have to just fire people, unfortunately. But it's an experiment in building technology companies that will either lay the framework of how to build technology companies going forward, or you have to continue to burn until you ultimately get enough scale where you're profitable. So I think it's challenging in the sense that it's to be determined, in my opinion, if his route works and if his route is actually replicable to other technology companies.
Yeah.
Because we don't know that yet.
Yeah, I mean...
And his route is different because Twitter, despite all its lack of innovation, still has 250 million monthly active users.
But has been a pretty poor performing business.
From a financial perspective, but I'm saying in the sense that the business, there's absolute product market fit with this company, and no one's figured out yet how to monetize it.
Put it like this. If you look at Fox News as a property, as a news property, how many people actually view it and how much money they're able to extract and how profitable it is compared to Twitter is a joke. Even CNN is a very profitable asset. News properties are so profitable, except this one.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter is at the end of the day. It's not a social network.
Well, it's a platform, and it's tough to get buy-in because I think CNN, Fox News, they all benefit from just being in this like legacy upfront buys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have this many views, we're going to dedicate this many billions to you.
Yeah.
So it's not really on performance. Like, I don't know. Do you think a Fox News ads performs on Tucker, given how much they spend?
I don't know. Maybe that mattress guy. What's his name? I don't know.
But no, I'm serious. Like, I don't think it performs.
I think it performs good enough. Good enough. And you get to be friends with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know that many people that listen to Tucker, but I'm curious. Are they like, wow? I saw that ad on Tucker.
That mattress, that little MAGA mattress, sign me up. I mean, I don't know. I would say that they're probably moderately effective.
I think it's just legacy spend.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe the case. You know, we continue to see all the largest advertisers of Twitter pause. There's a huge list if you want to go Google who is all paused. And if you agree with it, good, go for it. Doesn't matter because all the companies are still on Twitter. All of those companies are still posting on Twitter. And yes, they're not advertising, but Elon's looking now to figure out how to monetize Twitter differently. I think he'll get the advertisers back because there was a boycott for Facebook ads years ago, and after Cambridge Analytica, nothing happened. The only difference is Facebook's extremely effective as an advertising platform. Twitter has yet to be proven that it is. But with that being said, Elon is instituting so much rapid change in Twitter's actual product, which is I think it's pretty exciting. So we heard about the blue check mark. We've talked about it here. $8 a month. That was the big first thing where everyone was like up in arms about, oh, I would never pay $8, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, you don't want to pay $8. Long tweets instead of these weird screenshots and threads. You can just post it. Longer videos. All of these things. And then someone said, I was on the new product team and we've developed all these. If you had developed all of it, why haven't you released it? You hadn't released shit. What were they doing in that goddamn company the last 5 years?
I don't know, but I don't know how much Elon knows either, because there's a report that I just looked on my phone that he fired a bunch of people on Friday, and now he's realizing he needs to bring them back.
That's fine. But my point is where's the innovation? There all these former engineers.
We've known there's no innovation.
That's fine. At least he's forcing. Here's the thing. Is the Twitter Blue rollout sloppy? Yes. Is the next rollout going to be sloppy? Yes. But at least you're releasing shit. Every one of Facebook's biggest releases, you said it yourself, were shit. And people backlashed on it. No,
they were shitted on for sure. Every single time he made a modification to the feed, he got shitted on. But like, here's the thing, like there's a lot of Elon love right now, and I get it. And
love or hate? There's more hate than love.
No, but it's like from the business community, it's a lot of love. Like, oh, look at him coming, disrupting, firing 50%. Let's see if he can build a new technology company other than everyone else in Silicon Valley. Like that's the like narrative that's being like in the business world kind of being talked about. A, we don't know if it's possible. B, we don't know how much diligence he's really done. And honestly, ultimately it's a private company now, so it's on him and his debt holders and his equity providers. And the tricky thing is that Twitter's such a powerful platform that I'm getting the sense that it's a little scary how kind of haphazard everything's kind of being run now, because whether you want to believe it or not, Twitter is the global news platform. And now it's in control by private investors and private debt holders and Elon. And how that unravels, sure, by all definitions of capitalism, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
I get it. But the implications of that
to
the world are wild.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Everyone was like, he's going to let Trump back on the week before the election. Is Donald Trump on Twitter right now?
No.
Exactly.
No, but I'm just saying.
And even all the moderation things, because I follow a Twitter moderation person, there isn't shit. They've killed it.
I'm not saying anything's been done in the last 7 days that is like.
I know, but everyone would say like he's ruining democracy. I mean, come on.
No, but I think it's like the memification of running the biggest news platform in the world, which impacts governments, impacts companies, impacts economies globally.
But here's the thing.
And I know
we want memes. We are morons. We are a dumb society. Do you think we want to? Do you think anyone's like watching like fucking CNN and listening to a word these people say? No. Think about it. How many people watch a CNN on a Tuesday night? 1 million people? 2 million people?
Probably a couple million people, yeah.
Couple million.
Tucker gets a lot, though.
Okay, 10 million? What is he getting? 10 million?
Yeah, 10 to...
What is it? 300 something million population in the United States? That means most people are getting their news from memes. We are a meme society. How do you want to communicate? You know those little monologues at the end of a news show? Tucker calls his monologues. Nobody's seeing that.
I know.
He has no actual influence.
I think that's the danger.
That's who we are. We're dumb people.
Yeah, if you want to minimize it to that point, then...
Why are we trying to be like, oh, we're so sophisticated?
Like, what happened to Walter Cronkite?
Yeah, where is that homie? He's gone. He's not on the news. I mean... Just take this week, for example. This week is election week. We're going to vote on, people have voted already. Some people vote on Tuesday. It's fucked. This week is fucked.
Yeah. No, it's just sad because growing up, I'm probably dating most of our listeners, but like election night, you watch Tom Brokaw.
Yeah.
And it's like the voice of reason on NBC explaining.
And there were no emotions.
No emotions. It's like cut black and white. Here's the transition of power. Here's who won. And, this is how democracy moves on.
And this is what we're going to hear is if the Republicans win the House and the Senate, they'd be like, someone's going to make up a story on Twitter that their kid was crying, their 5-year-old was crying about the election results, which is not true. Everyone's lying. Both sides are fucking liars.
Yeah, I know. My fear is the way news is being consumed. Basically, it's impossible to find the truth.
Do we want the truth? We want our truth. We don't want the truth. Put it like this. I find it fascinating. I have been following 3 candidates local throughout the election cycle. I follow them on social media. I engage in the content when they post. I literally did not know who the opposing candidate was for 2 of them. Obviously, for the mayoral race, I do. But like, for example, I'm voting for Rick Caruso for the mayor of LA. I see 0 Karen Bass content. 0. I'm not even against her. Maybe I like some things she has to say. There could be things I like she has to say. I'm not even fed it from a social media standpoint. 0. I've never seen Karen Bass on my social media feed.
So you're saying we've already kind of defined the lines?
Yeah, because like historically, we would watch CNN, we watch our local news, and we would see like we would at least know one thing about the other candidate, right? Like whoever was running.
Yeah, no, it's
we see 0 because the algorithm is so fucking good. They're like, oh, you like Rick Caruso. We're going to feed you the Grove all fucking day and make sure that you just keep seeing stuff you want to see. I don't even get a chance to get introduced to something that I may be interested in.
Yeah, no, it's like a terrible sign
that
of the
is not
times.
Elon Musk's fault. Because even a lot of the things...
Elon, no, I'm just
I know,
saying
but
it's
here's
a
the
terrible
thing is
times.
everyone's like, Elon Musk's democracy is being ruined because of Elon. No, Elon just bought the fucking company a week ago. What happened to Jack Dorsey? What happened to all these other idiots that were running this company?
Yeah, but what are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, like, everyone wants to blame Elon for Twitter's current state. Twitter's current state is due to the previous folks.
Yeah.
3 months from now, you could blame Elon for whatever Twitter is at that point.
Yeah,
3 months from now, but not today.
I think the problem is Elon, as smart as he is and accomplished as he is, the way he goes about, his persona irks everyone. because they're like,
Not everyone. I
or
would say
a lot of like,
half the people it irks.
it irks like kind of like this sophisticated class, quote unquote.
I don't know if it irks all the sophisticated class. I could pull all of our friends and they all think Elon's the man.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone.
My issue with him is just how flippant he kind of makes average people think the way he's running his life. Because I don't believe he is doing it that flippantly.
That's what people thought about Donald Trump, and I think that's true of these types of people.
Well, I mean, you're comparing him to Donald Trump. That's a whole different.
I don't think I'm comparing all of these people together. I don't think there's a difference, in my opinion. Joe Biden, AOC, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Kanye West, they're Elon Musk. They're just trying to do whatever will hit today.
I mean, you named a lot of people that like should not be.
But he's just trying to hit what's happening today.
No, I think he's trying to incite what's happening today, which is very different. I think he's trying to incite anger within certain groups.
And he still gets support, though.
Not from a professional like brand standpoint. Everyone's cut him.
Sure. I don't think kids have cut him. And I think in his mind, that's all that matters. It's the same thing. He posted a picture of Kyrie Irving. Antonio Brown posted a picture of Kyrie Irving. These are polarizing figures now.
Yeah, but I mean, just because they're getting support from,
But that's the world we live in. We live in a very different world now. You can be this like, Kanye could be basically removed from mainstream media, mainstream consciousness, and still be extremely relevant to a lot of people.
I believe that, and I'm not saying it's right.
No, and I think even when it comes to Elon, like, I think he's a polarizing figure to some people. I don't think he's polarizing to all people.
I mean, that's fair.
And I think he's like iterating and live.
But I think Elon's like kind of missing the boat in the sense that he's obviously so talented.
What would you do differently? You bought Twitter. What would you do differently? You bought a Friday.
Take it more seriously from a PR standpoint. Not that he's not taking it seriously privately. Take it more seriously from a PR standpoint. Like trolling the media over Ligma Johnson. Like, who cares? Like, it was funny, but like all you're doing is just spiting the media, spiting the people that want you to fail. So don't do that.
The thing is
if you actually cared about building actual progress, you would cut the bullshit.
I bet you, I think a year ago I would agree with you. The people that want him to fail, they'll never give him a shot. They're just never going to.
No, but if he actually took it seriously and was like, here's my 10-step plan, and I'm going to cut the memes, cut the bullshit, cut everything. Maybe
because he was on Joe Rogan smoking weed. He's already been cast to another. People won't they won't accept you. This is a very different world.
I don't know. I think he has and had a chance to actually like accomplish what he claims he wanted to accomplish. And I'm afraid the way he's going about it isn't right.
Yeah, but the thing is there's nowhere else to go. So I think it's gonna work.
I'm saying you're gonna just alienate an entire portion of like kind of influential journalists and stuff, and you can claim they all suck and who cares and whatever, but like they still matter.
But they're still on the platform. If they leave the platform,
no, but they're gonna continue to bash Elon and not make it about Twitter and make it about Elon. 100%, which sucks.
Which I think that we're before this acquisition, we were already there.
But I'm saying he had the chance to be like, okay, I'm just going to buy this company.
I agree. I just, as I see it, seeing it through his lens, I would assume it's extremely frustrating because you're doing so much for humanity, and this group of people won't accept you. So yes, at some point you're like, why didn't the Biden administration invite Elon Musk to the White House? Why didn't they? Why haven't the one fucking person actually doing something about fossil fuels in this goddamn country and climate change has never been engaged with?
Yeah, it's his and it's the persona.
And
like, unfortunately, you have to do it all.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, if you want to be welcomed into the mainstream, you can't.
He is, though. He's not welcome into fucking CNN, but he is the mainstream. He's the richest man on earth, and most people that fucking criticize him drive his fucking car.
I mean, whatever. That's fine. But I'm
is
saying
a huge deal.
But his influence could have been way more important and way more impactful had he just done it without the jokes.
No, I don't know. I think that's his.
The jokes get the youth.
And
right?
that's all that matters.
I don't know if that's what matters when you're running the youth aren't on Twitter.
Yes, they are.
None of these guys are on Twitter.
No. Whoa. Everyone's on Twitter. I'm telling you, social media is 100%. TikTok works because of the youth. Facebook became uncool because the youth left. Twitter is about
But
youth.
all the content providers are old.
No, that's when you get served. I'm telling you, it's about the youth. Twitter's every social network. The one thing I've learned from Nike is all that matter are young people. Fuck everyone else. And Nike is the king of that. Nike suspended Kyrie Irving because they probably did their homework and was like, this is not popular with the youth. We're done with them. And that's it. And they move on. Nike is not fucking around.
No, Nike did it because of anti-Semitism and nothing to do with the youth. The youth, if you look in Kyrie's comments, there's a lot of support.
Yeah, maybe there is. There's always going to be support for anything you say in this country. And anti-Semitism is 100% the leading cause of it. But, you know,
they're not compromising profits over anti-Semitism. I guarantee that.
But when you look at some of the other things they've done historically, they're very comfortable with taking the controversial state on things.
Yeah, I think there was no question that anti-Semitism wasn't going to matter if Kyrie's shoe sells.
Yeah, and I mean, whatever. It's like a irrelevant amount of money for even, and people say it was the third best selling shoe. Guess what? The third best selling shoe at Nike does not fucking matter because the number one shoe is like most of the revenue. So it doesn't matter. But like, I think I'm very curious to see, because I would gauge that in this room, besides Elon has 100% support.
Support in what sense, though?
Everything. Anything he does.
Like blindly? Like the way they did Kanye before he became anti-Semitic?
No, but like I think they're going to...
Because you polled everyone 3 weeks ago, they would have said Kanye 100%, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, but
and
he
now
said
they're all saying no.
But Elon's not saying anti-Semitic things.
My
so
point is, when you get on that slippery slope, you don't know where it ends. Because Kanye did this for years.
Yeah.
And he pushed the envelope until the envelope got too far.
He owns Elon owns a platform that's too valuable. The alternative is to get shut down.
Yeah, I mean, if he crosses the line too much, it'll be bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean,
because he won't be able to service the debt.
So he went, so then it gets liquidated.
Yeah.
And then maybe a Chinese own it.
Possibly.
Yeah, and I don't think that happens. And I think Elon's core business is too valuable. And that's what survives. At the end of the day, like that fucking car matters. It's so good. People love it.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's towing the line, and he's towing the line in a kind of way that he didn't need to in order to make Twitter to what Twitter could have been. I know the problem is
in this society, to listen to these fucking losers talk nonsense all day. You're the richest man in the world. You're just like, fuck these people. I get it. I get why he does what he does. No, but you're also the richest person and you want to be famous. So you have to deal with it. It's like any celebrity that once you get famous, you have to deal with media. Yeah. And you have to deal with reporters. And like you have to show up and like you have to answer questions. Yeah. That's why you're famous. And he does it for the earnings calls, but he doesn't have to do it for anything else. He does it for earnings calls. He's on the goddamn earnings calls. That's the only legal obligation he has as a public company CEO. I just think he knows people hate him for no reason. It's the same reason why everyone hates Joe Rogan.
It's very different. Joe Rogan doesn't do the memes and doesn't do the flippancy. He doesn't do any of it. I listen to all of Joe Rogan.
But it doesn't matter. It's still, Joe Rogan's equally hated as Elon Musk, 100%.
He might be, but he's not doing it actively to be hated. Elon is.
Yes. Elon, because he knows it's a joke. It's a joke the way our society has become. And I'll leave it at this. On Tuesday, we have an election. I think it's going to be very telling the results of where we are as a society. If we are rational, thinking human beings, I think Democrats win. I think they win the House. I think they win the Senate. If people are like, fuck everything, they lose both. They're projected currently to lose the House. No doubt. Like, they're going to lose the House.
And the Senate's a coin flip.
Yeah. And Senate is a coin flip. If they lose both, the Democrats lose both, and laws get changed over time and things happen, that is 100% the fault of societies, of the way we are handling these situations. We are incapable of handling humor and fucking actual issues. And I think you have to change your tone of just like blocking people out for no reason. Welcome. It is not hard to win over Elon Musk. Give him a little attention. He wants attention. If I'm the president of the United States, I'm Joe Biden. I fucking call. If I was Joe Biden, I would fucking win the goddamn House and the Senate. If I was Joe Biden, I guarantee you, I would call Elon Musk last week and I said, let's make this work. Come over to the White House. What do you think about solar power? What do you think about fossil fuels? What do you think about the way America communicates? Take the fucking photo op and sail us a victory. We can't. Instead, we're bashing him. And guess what? A lot of people idolize Elon Musk.
Yeah, I don't think Elon's tipping the election, if that's what you're implying.
No, but it just angers people that you hate on Elon Musk. It does.
I don't think it angers voters. I don't think voters are deciding on that. I think
it's just another thing to just...
The real issue is... I think Republicans have just unified on messaging and Democrats haven't. And that's really the real problem.
Yeah, but you have a guy you can get on your side.
Republicans actually are okay with people lying and actually just making up shit, and school shootings happen and we don't care about making gun change, and they just unified about that.
Yeah, I mean...
And that's why they win.
I mean, Democrats couldn't even the House has not passed daylight savings. What the fuck are they doing? The Senate passed it. The House has not passed it. The House, a House leader said it is not a priority. To who? I don't want to go home in the dark. It's a priority to me.
I kind of like it. I kind of like having
You're
dark
the only
fall.
person in fucking America
like
that wants to be
dark
there.
fall.
No. Fucking losers.
It's nice.
No, it's not
Go
nice.
home. Feels like homey.
I'm disgusted. The fact that the House could not pass daylight savings, that's a joke.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the elections?
It is everything. It's incompetence. I want daylight savings.
You do. That doesn't mean all the constituents.
Raise your hand here if you want dark at 5 p.m. Please raise your hand.
Dark.
Okay, Arian, obviously he's depressed. Does anyone else? We're one of seven. One of seven people. The one depressing guy.
I like the dark.
Nobody wants the dark. Everyone loves daylight. Daylight is happiness. It's the future. It's America. Darkness sucks. And the House could not pass that. What are you doing?
I like it.
Okay, so then you're going to lose on Tuesday.
I'm going to keep daylight savings, though.
No, when the House gets passed to the Republicans, the first thing Republicans going to do is pass that. They're going to win. I just think it's a pretty, it's good. Tuesday to me will determine what America really cares about.
Not really. I think 2024 will. I mean, it's almost every incumbent loses the House and Senate.
So if Donald Trump wins 2024, what do you think America cares about?
It'll be very telling.
Yeah. I mean,
That's 2024. I'm
I
saying
would-
I don't think midterms really matter in terms of like where the country is, because every incumbent loses. You could name it back to like the last 4 presidencies.
Yeah, I mean, given the economy, there's no chance any of the House and Senate should both lose given the economy.
Yeah, I mean, Trump lost it, Obama lost it.
Yeah.
Like everyone loses it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not indicative. It's just indicative of like a fluctuating democracy from one side to the other.
I think Trump will be the. I mean, he's announcing to run for
November
president.
14th. Ron DeSanctimonious
Yeah.
is his new nickname.
I mean, he's the front runner to win the presidency already.
He's the front runner from the Republican side, yeah.
I mean, he's front runner for fucking America.
I mean, those odds haven't come out, but yeah.
If you go on the gambling sites, he's number 1 to win. So, I mean, think about the oldest motherfucking people on earth running for president. Joe Biden has to step down. Give anyone else a shot. Give Beto, give somebody else a shot.
Yeah, it seems like it's Gavin.
Oh my God. Gavin Newsom. I don't think I could get myself to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Are you going to vote for Trump?
No, I won't vote. I don't think my vote counts anymore. I'm over like this whole like, you gotta vote, you gotta vote. I fucking voted every single time and nothing has benefited my goddamn city.
Well, maybe Tuesday will.
I'm going to vote on Tuesday. And if I don't get the results I like, I may skip 2024. I'm over it. I've tried. I've been voting since 1998.
You're going to give up.
I'm okay with giving up. Some people, aren't meant to ride it all the way through. Nobody's going to vote. We had Sam Yepper. He said 30% of people are going to vote.
And there's potential rain on Tuesday.
So who do you think rain helps? So those that don't know, in LA, we're expecting rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Tuesday, it's a 100% chance of rain. Who does that affect? I think that affects Rick Caruso.
You think what are you implying?
I'm saying that I think older people were going to vote for Rick Caruso. And with the rain,
They just don't show up.
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I would show up. If I early voted, but like, I don't know if I would vote on Tuesday.
It'll definitely have an impact. I don't know which way. I mean, you can make the argument either way.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's raining 100%.
Because you could say Karen Bass
Has
voters,
younger people.
working class that have to pick up their kids from school and can't get to the polls. And it's
Because everyone
raining
who
and
votes for Rick
traffic.
Caruso is a billionaire.
No, but that's the stigma
Yeah.
that like, oh, you're a rich person.
If you go
vote
to the
for-
Grove, you're rich.
No, I think you go to the Grove, you still vote for Bass, but you take advantage of Caruso's property.
Fuck yeah, exactly.
Boom, boom.
Exactly. You guys are
I think
getting
you're
it
gonna
now.
ban them. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I think this week is going to be blockbuster. It's blockbuster. Just to wrap, just to put a bow in it. We have meta layoffs, supposedly by Wednesday. We have election on Tuesday. We just heard from CZ, the Binance founder and CEO, that he's liquidating the FTX currency, FTT, in the tune of $2.1 billion. And apparently SBF saying Sam Bankman-Fried is extremely wealthy from all accounts we've heard. And this is I read a whole Reddit thread on why this is not going to affect his personal fortune. But it could cause a liquidation that could cause other things that could cause crypto to...
I've called FTX as being a house of cards for a long time at this point. And it just didn't make sense that this one individual was able to make so much money that he can pledge $1 billion to political campaigns for the next presidency. And none of it made sense. And it seems like there's a crack in the armor. And
I don't think. I mean, from what I've heard, because it's all public, because of the way the blockchain works, doesn't look like FTX is on the verge of insolvency.
But the fact that we're even talking about it.
Well, your boy CZ is just putting it on blast.
CZ is arguably the richest man in the world.
I don't know. I mean, in this economy,
I mean, he's one of the richest people in the world.
we don't even know where he lives.
He lives in Dubai.
Is he real?
He's real.
Have you seen a
He was
selfie?
at Davos and Desert.
He took a picture?
There's pictures of him.
Okay.
I had friends who took pictures with him at Davos in the desert.
Like a selfie?
Yes.
I'd like to see that picture.
I'll show it to you.
I think it's
Offline.
I think it's all fake. I think it's a stunt double. There's no way that guy's just walking around.
No, he's.
By the way, for those that don't know, CZ is the founder and CEO of Binance. It's a Chinese version of FTX, basically.
Yeah, it's just it's the biggest. Binance is the biggest global exchange for cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And they let you do leverage. They let you do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's chaos.
Yeah, it's complete chaos.
Chaos. Most people who lost money in crypto.
But FTX, I mean, I think this is like a real situation. It's really, I read a bunch about it before we started recording, and it was unclear the exact dynamic of why FTX could be at risk. But there are, it's trending on Twitter that FTX could be insolvent.
Yeah.
Forget Sam. I know he's made his money.
Sam's rich forever.
He's in Puerto Rico for a reason, or Bahamas.
Yeah.
Bahamas for a reason. He's not the United States for a reason. He's already made his money.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll end on this. We talk about money a lot. There's no easier path to unlimited wealth than buying a Powerball ticket.
Mm-hmm.
It was $1.5 billion. It is now, no one won it on Saturday. Now it's $1.9 billion.
So it's $1 billion a week ago, 1.5 on Saturday, 1.9 now. Can I explain why?
Please.
It's going up so high? Because interest
Inflation?
rates are so high.
The pool.
These are on the mortgage bonds of 30-year fixed interest rates today, because the Fed has raised interest rates to 4 or 5%, and it's being priced on that, which is why it's escalating so quickly. So this is all because of Powell.
Well,
This could be someone's going to be benefiting from Powell. One person.
do we think this is all real or this is all fraud?
Fraud in what sense?
Where's all this money going when we buy these tickets? They
What do you-
say schools, they say this.
Who's on the grift then?
No, just incompetence is on the grift. It just disappears because people are idiots.
But someone's going to get 1.9 billion, right?
Yeah, but
whatever
it's always
after taxes,
anonymous. I don't like that you're allowed to be anonymous.
1.9 has to be the highest ever, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Imagine.
So
Imagine one of these guys getting 1.9 billion.
So we went and bought lottery tickets today. We bought tickets, and Haley took Dominic to buy a lottery ticket. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, if you win $2 billion, what are you going to do? And he goes, how much is $2 billion? He's like, I'm like, you could buy whatever you want, anything you want in the world. What do you want?
You can't buy an NFL franchise.
Yeah, you can't buy an NFL. He goes, I want a tractor.
That's what, 50 grand?
Yeah, I think they're more than 50 grand. But he's like, I want a tractor to go to school in. I was like, all right, we got you. We can get you a tractor. Imagine if we won the lottery. I have to drive down Sunset in a fucking tractor.
Tractor with security.
Yeah. But it's a humongous sum of money.
Yeah. Let's assume it gets split a couple ways.
I don't know. The last $1 billion thing didn't get split. One person claimed it.
1.9 is insane.
And it's anonymous. That's the thing. I don't like anonymous.
It doesn't have to be. They choose to be anonymous.
We can't allow it. We just, as society, we need to know a face.
I think it is crazy that you could win 1.9 billion. You can't buy an NBA team or an NFL team.
Yeah, what are you buying? A fucking MLS?
Tractor.
A shitty, literally a tractor. You're buying a shitty MLS team, not even a good one. Yeah, I mean, the Redskins are rumored to go for $7 billion now.
Oh, up from 5.6?
Yes, they said Dan Snyder wants to do $7 billion and wrap it up in March at the owners' meeting for approval. $7 billion for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, terrible team.
At least if it was the Redskins, I'd get it. This is the Commanders. $7 billion?
Yeah.
Rough. All right. Well, you have anything else?
No, go vote on Tuesday.
I agree. I think the key to everything is you have to go vote. You don't have to agree with the word I say or Anand says or Drama says. You can go vote and you can make a difference. I have voted, and I'll see. I mean, I looked at these props. I mean, come on. I don't even know what's going on in these props.
I've looked at a handful of them, and it is confusing.
I was going through the ballot right now. It was during the pod. And I was looking at endorsements. For one of the judges' races, they both candidates were endorsed by the same person for one race. So
yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about.
I wish we had 100% people voting, so we actually know what society wants. That's the sad part.
No, society has said we don't care. That's why when so you're a Twitter person, you're in your Twitter ecosystem, and they say, "Oh my God, if so and so becomes elected, I'm leaving the country," or whatever, senator, president, whatever. The reality is, based on voter participation, nobody gives a fuck.
Well, I think they don't care because in their entire lives, they've just assumed society just works on like the flywheel. And what we've noticed in the last 2-3 years is it doesn't. And I don't know when people are going to realize that they actually need to vote. Because 20 years ago, you'd be like, who cares? My life's the same. But our lives aren't going to be the same.
But
go forward.
They're not going to vote.
Like if Herschel Walker wins, that's crazy.
It'd be insane.
It'd be insane if he wins.
And he's winning, right?
He's in a dead heat with Warnock.
He's a dead heat with like a pretty extremely competent human being.
Yes. And it's like so sad. Like Herschel Walker, come on.
He was a good player though.
That's what you're voting for. So is OJ. You gonna vote for OJ?
Well, he has
OJ had this rushing record.
He went to USC, bro. I think the reality is that we have to, as politicians have realized, you have to cater to the lowest common denominator.
That's the sad part. That's the sad reality, and Donald Trump exposed it, that the lowest common denominator is the only thing that matters.
I mean, look at George Bush, Bill Clinton. Let's say Barack was an anomaly where he was just like ultra sophisticated and catered to a larger group of people. But Bill Clinton and George Bush played that same game. No,
Bill Clinton got the centrists out.
No, yeah, Bill Clinton was,
George Bush was who you want to have a beer with.
And Bill Clinton is who you want to go out at night with. Okay,
but we didn't know that. We didn't know that.
We knew it. Okay, he was a charming motherfucker.
Social media wasn't
Bill Clinton was just a charming ass dude.
I mean, he's a genius, though.
Yeah, he just the way he shook your hand and looked into your eyes. You were like, "Yeah, man, what do you want to do tonight?" And George Bush was just like a bro.
Yeah.
All right. Go vote. Good luck with whoever you vote for. Hope your human being wins. If not, guess what? There's a great social media platform called Twitter. You can complain, bitch, and target whoever you want.
Or just TikTok us.
Or you can TikTok. All right. See you on election night.